Have you ever wondered what the Great Pyramids of Giza looked like when they were first built? Today, we see these massive, rugged, sand-colored structures, and they're undeniably impressive. But what if I told you they once looked completely different? Imagine this. Towering, smooth, gleaming white monuments that shone so brightly in the desert sun they looked like giant crystals, visible for miles. That's the real story of the pyramids. Let's travel back in time, about 4,500 years, to ancient Egypt. The pyramids we see today are just the core structures. Originally, they were encased in highly polished, white Tura limestone. This wasn't just any stone. It was the finest limestone available, quarried from across the Nile River. Craftsmen would cut these casing stones with incredible precision, fitting them together so perfectly that you couldn't even slide a knife blade between them. The surface was then polished to a mirror-like finish. Picture the Giza Plateau. Instead of the stepped, rough appearance we're familiar with, you would have seen three colossal, perfectly smooth, white triangles piercing the blue sky. The effect must have been absolutely dazzling. The ancient Egyptians called the Great Pyramid Akhet Khufu, which means horizon of Khufu. When the sun hit its polished surface, it would reflect the light with blinding intensity, appearing like a brilliant star on the horizon. Some theories even suggest the capstones, the very top pieces of the pyramids, might have been covered in electrum, a natural alloy of gold and silver, making them shine even more spectacularly. So why did they go to all this trouble? It wasn't just for looks. For the ancient Egyptians, the pyramids were not just tombs. They were sacred machines, designed to help the pharaoh's soul ascend to the heavens and join the sun god, Ra. The brilliant white limestone was symbolic. It represented the purity, the divine, and the light of the sun itself. The pyramid's shape, a ramp to the sky, combined with its radiant surface, created a powerful symbol of resurrection and eternal life. It was a stairway to the stars, literally glowing with divine energy. This incredible white casing made the pyramids a wonder of the ancient world in a way we can barely imagine today. They weren't just feats of engineering. They were monumental works of art and spiritual devotion, designed to be seen and felt from a great distance, connecting the earth with the divine. So, if the pyramids were once covered in this magnificent white limestone, what happened to it? Where did it all go? The answer is a story of time, nature, and human history. For thousands of years, the pyramids stood in their gleaming splendor, relatively untouched. The first major blow came in 1303 AD, when a massive earthquake struck the region. This powerful quake loosened and dislodged many of the casing stones, causing them to tumble down to the base of the pyramids. Suddenly, there was a massive pile of high-quality pre-cut, readily available building material lying at the foot of the Giza Plateau. At the time, nearby Cairo was expanding. Rulers and builders saw this as a golden opportunity. Instead of quarrying new stone, which was a difficult and expensive process, they began to systematically strip the remaining casing stones from the pyramids. Starting in the 14th century, historical records showed that the limestone was carted off to build mosques, fortresses, palaces, and other structures in Cairo. For example, the beautiful mosque of Sultan Hassan is said to have been built using stone from the pyramids. It was a practical decision for the people of the time. They weren't trying to vandalize a historic monument in the way we'd see it today. They were recycling materials to build their new, vibrant city. This process of stripping the stone continued for centuries. If you visit Cairo today, you are literally surrounded by the original, shining skin of the pyramids. It's in the walls of ancient mosques and the foundations of old houses. It's a strange thought, isn't it? The pyramid's magnificent exterior wasn't just lost to time. It was repurposed and integrated into the fabric of a living city. A few small sections of the original casing stones do remain, giving us a tantalizing glimpse of their former glory. At the base of the Great Pyramid of Khufu, you can still see a few of these stones in place. And Khafare's Pyramid, the second largest at Giza, famously retains some of its original casing at the very top. That smooth, white cap gives you a real sense of the stark contrast between the original surface and the rough core we see today. It's the last remnant of a gleaming white coat that once made the pyramids shine like jewels in the desert. So how do we know all this? It's not just guesswork. Archaeologists have found many of the fallen casing stones buried in the sand around the pyramids. These stones still bear the marks of the skilled craftsmen who shaped them. They are angled perfectly to fit the slope of the pyramid and have incredibly smooth faces. The Greek historian Herodotus, who visited Egypt around 450 BC, described the pyramids in his writings. He mentioned that they were covered in polished stones, fitted together with the utmost skill. His accounts, along with those of other ancient writers, provide written evidence that supports the archaeological findings. Modern technology has also helped us visualize what the pyramids looked like. Using digital reconstructions based on the remaining casing stones and historical descriptions, we can create stunningly realistic models. These animations show the pyramids not as the weathered monuments we know, but as the vibrant, shining structures they once were. It completely changes our perception of these ancient wonders. Imagine standing at the base of the Great Pyramid 4,500 years ago. The sheer scale is one thing, but the visual impact would have been on another level. The sun reflecting off the polished white surface would have been almost too bright to look at directly. It would have felt otherworldly, a structure not built by human hands, but placed there by the gods. That was precisely the intention. The pharaohs wanted to create a monument that declared their divine power for all eternity, and they absolutely succeeded. The story of the pyramid's lost white casing is a powerful reminder that the monuments we see today are often just a shadow of their former selves. Time, nature, and the course of human history have all left their mark. But by piecing together the clues, we can rediscover their original, breathtaking beauty. It adds a whole new layer of wonder to these already incredible structures. They weren't just big, they were brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. It's amazing to think about the secrets these ancient stones still hold. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more mysteries from the ancient world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think the pyramids would have looked like in person. See you in the next video.